In most markets, we use money to buy goods and services. Everyone knows intuitively what money is. We need it to buy things. But few people actually know what money is.
If you had a choice between a huge diamond ring and a $20 bill, if I was going to give you one, which one would you pick?
That looks like a fake diamond, so I'd pick the $20 bill.
You'd pick the really? You'd pick a $20 bill over a huge diamond?
If I had any kind of sureness that it was a real diamond, I'd pick the ring.
So this looks more real than this. Okay, but this is just paper.
Yes.
I mean, do we know the diamond ring's a real diamond?
No. Is that a real diamond ring?
I don't know. They just gave it to me and told me to ask you this question. Which one would you choose?
A $20 bill.
The 20? But you'd still go with the $20 bill.
That has immediate value.
But how do you know this is legit? It's just paper.
I guess you don't really, so...
Everyone seems to agree that money has immediate value, whereas the value of a ring or any item remains uncertain. Recall that Nathan lived without money, exchanging or bartering items of uncertain value. Nathan's life was harsh, and ultimately he had to rely on the goodwill of others. Life without money is nearly impossible.
To understand why, let's travel to my imaginary island. At the moment there are only 2 of us on the island. I grow olives. Theodore grows apples. I want some of his apples. He wants some of my olives. So we exchange.
Okay, Theodore. Best olives that I've got. All right, there are a bit of sand on them, but these are quality olives. Kilo of my olives for 5 of your apples.
No, I can give you only 3 apples.
3?
Yeah.
Well, it took me a long time to grow 4.
Yeah, but take a look at these apples.
Oh, gee, you're a hard man. Okay, I need the apples.
But there are some transactions costs associated with the exchange. We have to arrange to meet, agree a rate of exchange, and so on. But a third person has joined our community now. Mariella, who specialises in catching fish and wants to exchange her fish with our goods. How many exchanges on our island now? Theodore exchanges with Mariella. I exchange with Theodore. Mariella exchanges with me. So there are 3 exchanges, each one with the associated transactions costs. How many exchanges if a 4th person, Damien, joins us, who specialises in tomatoes? Suppose we grow to 100 of us, each specialising in some different product. How many exchanges then, assuming we each want some of the product of all the others? Working out the answer for large numbers is virtually impossible unless we do it by using a formula to work it out.
Working out the answer for large numbers can be virtually impossible unless you use a formula. Economists like to use formulas because sometimes that will reveal things that would not be obvious otherwise.
We'll let the number of people on our island be represented by a letter, N. We'll write it as a capital N because it could be a very large number. So given we don't know the number of people on the island, can we use N to establish a formula that will tell us the number of exchanges that will take place on the island?
Each of the N people, however many that is, will be exchanging with all the others. Everyone except himself or herself, that is, N-1 people. So we must multiply the N people with all the others, the N-1 people, to give N times N-1. There's only half the number implied by our term N times N-1. So now we divide N times N-1 by 2 to correct for that. Now that we have our formula, we can set N to any number we choose to see how many exchanges there are for any particular economy. So for my 4-person economy on our island, we have n equals 4, so n minus 1 will be 3, and we have 4 times 3 divided by 2 is equal to 6 exchanges. So with 5 people, 5 times 4, which we then divide by 2, gives us 10 exchanges. Suppose there's 100 of us, then we have 100 times 99, which we then divide by 2, gives us 4,950 exchanges.
So as you can see, this simple formula shows how the larger an economy becomes, the number of transactions necessary rises dramatically. The cost of such exchanges and the fact that exact exchanges requires a coincidence of wants makes such an economy almost impossible. If you recall, the last mountain man was not always able to find a coincidence of needs for the goods he had to barter. Money is simply something that is generally accepted as payment. It could be bits of gold, silver, or any other commodity, such as coconuts or salt. It is an intermediary that is used to store value among and between transactions. Some types of money, such as gold and silver, have value in and of themselves. Gold can be used to make jewelry and is essential in many industrial processes. Nearly all economies now use what is called fiat money. Fiat money has no intrinsic value whatsoever. A dollar bill is just a piece of paper. However, we generally accept that it has a value and can be used as payment. Let's return to our island economy and assume that we use fiat money.
A trader has set up shop on the island and will accept goods from all producers in exchange for money.
With a trading post, each of the n people trades with all the others except himself. So in an n-person economy, there'll be n minus 1 exchanges. The formula is simply n minus 1. So if there are 4 people, one of whom acts as a trading post, each of the other 3 will exchange with her. Since n is 4, 4 minus 1 equals 3. It's now easy to see that with 5 people there are 4 exchanges. 5 minus 1 equals 4. And with 100 people, 99 exchanges. 100 minus 1 equals 99. And so on. So we can now compare the number of exchanges with and without a trading post for a 100-person economy. With no trading post, 4,950 exchanges. With a trading post, 99 exchanges. So the result of having a trading post is that we reduce the number of transactions costs from those associated with 4,950 to those associated with 99 exchanges, a saving of 4,851 lots of transactions costs.
And because money allows the temporary storage of value between transactions, there needn't be any coincidence of wants. Ken can sell his olives to the trading post and in exchange for Mariella's fish, even though Mariella has no need for olives. Money makes our extraordinarily complex economy possible. It is possible for an engineer to design robotic systems and purchase handmade bread from the baker. The baker has no use for robots. Money provides a temporary store of value that allows exchanges to take place where there is no coincidence of wants. This is also why supermarkets and retail giants like Walmart are so successful. In a single transaction with a retailer, we are exchanging value, not just with the retailer, but with all the suppliers along the way, such as farmers, millers, manufacturers, truckers, accountants, and so on. money is nothing more than a symbol of value that works because we all accept it as so.